What's going on, ladies and gents? Your boy Gamma back again with the lovely
Juju.
Today, we're going to be talking more about Simon.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Juju wanted it. Don't blame me, guys. She feels like we went a little easy on him last time. And we read some of y'all comments, too, by the way. So, we're going to talk a little bit more about his dynamic, his behavior. Try to dissect it and share your thoughts as to what you think as well. Before we get into that, let's escape the Matrix. All right, guys, we are back. By the time you guys see this video, Falynn already did that exclusive interview where she opened up a lot about what she thought of Simon, Porsha, and a few other things that happened on The Real Housewives. So we did our own follow-up videos, one covering something she revealed about a fellow castmate, and also the dynamics of her, Simon, and Porsha. But Juju, you was talking to me, and you wanted to kind of dig a little deeper regarding Simon. And I guess, you have a lot in your mind regarding his behavior, his approach, his conduct, and, so on and so forth. So we didn't really even talk about this ahead of time. We're just going to get right into it and discuss it with you guys.
Right.
So what's on your mind when it comes to Simon? Is he just a dirty, old, nasty, rich man?
He's a low down.
What's your beef with him,
man? Blanks. But, where to begin? Like, he mid-50s, right?
No, he's going into late 50s. I think he just turned 57.
Oh, yeah?
Recently, yeah. So that's pretty much over, 55. So, yeah, you can say he's almost 60, basically.
Right, almost 60. And to me, I'm just like, this man is moving like a boy. I guess from my perspective, I didn't expect that of a man of his age, of his status, right? I mean, he has several kids. I think he has like 5 kids.
Right, at least.
Right.
I think, yeah.
And, I think he has a couple ex-wives. So, I mean, maybe that's a red flag of its own. But still, it's just how fast he has not closed a chapter in his book with Falynn yet. And he has started writing a whole new chapter with Porsha. Like, it's just crazy. And the speed, it's just mind-blowing to me. So there's so many disturbing, unacceptable behaviors that he's exuding right now. It's just, to me, I'm just baffled at the fact that this is, like, Simon is not a huge neon red sign or flag to Porsha that says, like, run, because I'm going to do this to you. Like, when I'm done with you and I'm, tired of you, or if I'm just not feeling it anymore, like, I'm moving on to the next.
Well,
right?
What if, at least for Simon, what if Porsha is really, truly the one that can change him? Even though he jumped into, head first, dove, right off the building, no parachute.
Yeah.
But what if Porsha, or rather, I guess the question should be, could Porsha be the one to tame him and calm him down? Like, what do you think? Is that impossible?
I don't think so, at least at this point in Porsha's life. Only because I know, we've seen her on TV going through therapy with Dennis, right? Mind you, she wasn't even married to him. She was just only engaged.
Right.
I think engaged a couple times, like called it off and then, re-proposed or whatever. But I just feel like even her, she still needs some healing. And he absolutely needs some healing. And it's so funny, because both of them are like, yeah, we did the work. If you did the work, that work does not equal this that we're seeing right now. Right? Like, it just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Because if you really did that work with a therapist or life coach, whoever, right? Like, I don't think they would sign off on this type of behavior, how fast you're moving. You haven't even closed a chapter in your book, so to speak. Like, it's just, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know. Is this just what it is when it comes to people with fame and, I don't know, status? Like,
Yeah.
is it?
I mean, yeah, that's a good question because the rules could be different. Not that they should, but
Right.
based on several factors, right? Like the lifestyle. They're living such a fast-paced lifestyle. They're moving, they're traveling, literally moving. Like some of these people move from state to state several times in just a couple years. They're traveling all the time, so it could be a little difficult to like run into someone at the grocery store, go on a date and get to know them. So these people do, I guess you can say, operate on different rules, and I don't know if that's a good thing, And I'm just trying to be, play devil's advocate and say maybe this is a norm in that world, entertainment, Hollywood, music, movie, like when people are moving and shaking a lot.
Yeah.
And they're amassing wealth, a lot of money in most cases, so they don't have time to really deal with others that don't have equal or similar, lifestyles. So when they do meet someone they feel is on the same page, maybe they have their own wealth or they have their own fame and status.
Right.
They just hop right into it. They're like, oh, okay, you're in this little circle. It's kind of like what we talk about often, where it seems like, especially in music, right? It's like 5 girls and all the guys date the same girls. Like,
Right.
whether it's in, hip hop or even in Hollywood,
right.
it's like, why does one girl literally date every guy in a certain particular circle? And maybe, again, it just goes back to that. Like, if that girl has a certain status or she comes from wealth or whatever, she's almost vetted. Like, okay, she's one of the ones we can mess with. She's not that much of a gold digger or whatever the case is. So, like with that, I don't know. I think maybe Simon and Porsha clearly are operating on a different time. They're not on normal people time.
How
Put it
about
like that.
in a different universe?
Yeah, that could be it too. So when I asked you the question, could it work out? It doesn't sound like it could in your eyes, I guess.
No,
Is
not at
just
this
another-
point. Not in this point in time. Like, no. Like, again, this is how their relationship has started off, right? Like, yes, Portia's not married,
Right.
She has a child, she has an ex-fiance, and I know, some time had to have elapsed between, from the time that she broke up with Dennis to dating Simon, right? But, as a woman, like, here I am getting involved with a married man. Yes, he's separated, but he has not closed that chapter yet, right? And I don't know. It's just like, to me, even like the news or the allegations of him cheating and her cheating, or him hooking up or dealing with like a what do you call it? I don't want to say like a stripper or a escort. Like, is it that just all of those things are being ignored? So, and if it is, it's like, no, how can I expect that to even work? Because again, everything that he's doing to Falynn, and I'm not saying that Falynn is innocent, right?
Yeah.
Like 100% innocent. I don't know her. We don't know her personally. None of us do, right? But at the end of the day, like, your actions speak louder than words. Like, everything that Simon is saying, it sounds like, quote unquote, like, oh, music to your ears. You're professing your love on all of these platforms. Like, I love her, da 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 da. Like, no, like it's a hot mess to me. So, could she be the one to like change him? No, he needs to change himself. Let's start there. Like, he needs to change. He needs to work on himself. Right. Like, yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's true, and that's why therapy is very important. And not just couples therapy as a new couple, because you're still avoiding the personal issues that are unique to you.
Right.
So in other words, you don't get out of a bad relationship or situation, hop in a new one, and then get couples therapy. That's not the same.
No.
Because it's like couples therapy may cause you to break up in that case, because it may reveal that you're moving too fast.
Right.
And that's a part of the issue you have. So it is good to find out what makes you do what you do, good or bad, and how you respond to certain things. And then, this way, when you get in a new situation, it's not 100% emotional once again. Because he could be very well on the high, just like Porsha is. And in their mind, they're like, no, we can't do any wrong with each other. And all it may take is just one bad instance. Something goes left, or, Porsha tries to get a hold of him, and then like hours go by, and then now she feels different because she has to think about what he did to get with her. Right. So she's like, wait a minute, maybe he's doing this with another girl now, like you said. So it's a lot to deal with. But yeah, I agree that maybe he should have just simply got help before he moved on. Just take a break, right? Who knows? Maybe him and Falynn might have still had something. You never know. Like maybe they were actually good for each other, but they didn't understand each other the way they should have, and they could have found out through therapy how to better connect.
And keep in mind, Falynn revealed in her interview that they were in the midst of therapy. And then all of a sudden, like, she got blindsided basically about the whole divorce. Yeah. Right? Yeah. When her lawyer reached out to her and informed her of what Simon was doing. So, for me, I don't even think it's going to be, for me, I don't think it's going to even be something really substantial in terms of like Simon and Porsha like breaking up. I feel like it could just even be a matter of time. Like it doesn't have to be any like real reason, really. You know?
Yeah, not a deep one. It could just be like I said, missed calls, something simple. Like I'm not feeling this. Yeah, I'm not feeling this anymore because it's not perfect anymore. Exactly. That's what I mean. Like it can take a simple act to throw it off. When you have too much elation, too much excitement in the beginning, right? You have a false sense of this is what love is and this is how it's supposed to feel. Yeah. And then when it doesn't feel like that anymore, the extreme opposite tends to happen. Right. So you go from like I'm madly in love, this is like magic, and to like what? Who are you? I don't know who you are, and get out of here. So you
like
go
you're not
from
the same person,
right? You go from that extreme lust or happiness and excitement to now question marks galore. Like, why am I even in here? What did I even like about you? Yeah. And that happens quite often. I'm sure some of you guys have felt that before. Maybe you had hopefully it was like a teen love, puppy love. Hopefully it was back in the day when you were young enough to have grown through it and learned, and not, in your 50s like Simon. But some of you probably experienced that, like felt like you were in love, felt like it was magic, this is the right one. And then all of a sudden they're not even speaking to you anymore. And you're like, why? Or you're not interested in them anymore, and you don't know why. You just lost interest. You're like, you know why? Because it's that whirlwind romance. It's not real. It's just fast paced, and it's full of a lot of artificial stuff.
But you know what? I don't even think that just applies to like teen boppers. Like if you don't grow, right? As if you don't like truly have personal growth and understanding yourself and how relationships work or what they are, how they should be, how they shouldn't be, I think that could carry on throughout your life. Hence, there goes Simon.
Absolutely. Which is exactly why I said, hopefully you grow through it or learn. Yeah, because if you don't, like, Juju said, you'll wind up like a Simon. Right. Almost 60, still doing high school
multiple
stuff.
Exes,
Still like leaving your girl without even having a discussion. Like she's finding out you're divorced through the tabloids, social media.
That's crazy.
That's not good. And then,
and one of the things I feel like we tend to confuse, two things, is falling in love and being in love. Right? Falling in love, everything is just so heightened, right? With the emotions and, just how you feel and whatnot. And then when that honeymoon phase just dwindles off and then you kind of settle into like consistency or like normalcy, right? Being in love, right? Because I read somewhere where like when you're in love, like your brain wants normalcy or consistency, right? So, so when you're at that point of just being in love, it's predictable, right? That's what our brains are. That's what our brains want. Like, oh, I know what to expect. You don't want to always be in this like unaware like state. I mean, yes, in the honeymoon phase, like things of that are surprised is great and all, right? Like, oh, I'm surprised. Like, oh, yes, we're doing something new every day. It's normal for that to start normalizing. Like, it becomes normal, the relationship. So,
right.
Anyway, with that said, once you're in love, I feel like people of that status, like a Simon, that's where it gets like boring. Right?
Yeah.
Like it gets like, okay, I'm not feeling the fireworks anymore. And yes, men could feel like that too, right? I would assume.
Of course, a lot more so, and I would say, because a lot. I guess it depends on the lifestyle. Like if you are a fast-paced, moving person, then you will definitely experience that sense of boredom quickly when things cool off. That's why a lot of basketball players, they tend to get divorced, or they become like they find themselves in really bad dynamics after retirement or off season. A lot of issues happen during that time. But when they're playing the game, it's easy to deal with the wife or the girlfriend because they're away, they're coming home only maybe once or twice a month to see the girl, and everything is like she's missing him. So absence make the heart grow fonder. She's going to cook him a good meal. They're going to always do something special when he's in town. But then now he has like almost 3 to 6 months off. He has to deal with everything, her feelings, her family, and all the things that he was able to get away with not dealing with, and vice versa. So yeah, I think sometimes men can get very bored when it's not the fast-paced, exciting, going out every day type of lifestyle.
Right. Words to Porsha, it's like, I don't know. I just hope it doesn't turn really ugly. I know she has like, an image to protect, right?
Oh, yeah. She's doing a lot. She has a book that she's working on.
Right. I know with Falynn, we don't know much about her.
Yeah.
Right now, I know a lot of people have a lot of empathy, sympathy for her. Just because, well, one, with that interview that she just had, she was breaking down almost throughout the whole thing, right? Talking about how much she misses her family, the kids, you could tell is the core of her heart, like within that relationship. And that's another crazy thing. Let me just say this. Simon, going back to the fact that Simon has kids, right? Just to show how reckless, I'm going to use the word reckless, his behavior is that you have 4 or 5 kids. They're used to seeing Falynn as their stepmom or mom, or whatever, however they, viewed her or looked at her, but it was as a mother figure, right? And you are now, you're moving so fast. It's like, are you even giving your kids time to process this change, this adjustment?
Right.
Because I know on social media, you have Porsha who's like posting up with his kids, with her daughter and his kids. And it's just like, oh, I'm sure they're looking at her, Porsha, as, this is my future mommy, my new future mommy. This is going to be
a lot of changes. Yeah.
It's a lot of changes. And, with Simon having a couple ex-marriages under his belt, it's like, okay, now Falyn's going to be like the third, and then Porsha. Look, my view of their relationship, I just don't think it's going to last long at all, and it's just it's too chaotic.
So that's your final answer, huh?
Yeah, it's too crazy.
Final answer. She doesn't think it's going to last.
I don't think it's going to last.
Do you guys think it will last?
Do you?
And if so, why or why not? Leave a comment below.
Yes.
And let us know. So we definitely want to thank you for watching. Usually I ask you if you have any final words, but I think you covered everything precisely.
Right.
So we're going to end it on that note. And if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, and make sure you leave a comment and let us know what you think about what we had to say. Until next time, escape the Matrix.